Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to study chapter number 3 of class 10 science metals and non-metals. This chapter is very important for board exams, so please watch the video till the end. By the end of this video, you will understand what are the metals and non-metals, their physical and chemical properties, uses of metals and non-metals, important terms for exams. Okay, let's begin. First of all, physical properties of metal. What is metal? Metal is are elements that are generally hard and shiny, can conduct heat and electricity, can be shaped easily. Example of metal are iron, copper, aluminum, zinc, and gold, and etc. Physical property of metals. Most metal have the following properties. First is matter are solid except mercury, matter are hard except lithium, potassium, and sodium. Metals have a metallic luster, means sign. Metals are malleable, can be beaten into thin sheet. Metals are ductile, can be drawn into a wire. Metals have a high melting point, like gallium and calcium have a low melting point. They melt in the palm of the hands. Okay, it absorb our body's heating and it will be melt. Metals have a high boiling points. Metal are good conductors of heat. Best conductor are silver and copper. You can remember poor conductors are lead and mercury. There are good conductors of electricity. Okay, are sonorous, also product sound when beaten. Next, you can remember mercury is a metal but it is liquid at a room temperature. Okay, all are solid but you can remember this. What are non-metals? Non-metals are elements that are generally soft and dull, do not conduct heat and electricity, break easily. Example of non-metal are oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, carbon, chlorine, etc. Physical property of non-metals are maybe solid, liquid, and gases. Solid in a carbon, sulfur, phosphorus. Liquid in a room temperature, bromine. Gases, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. All astates are involved in these non-metals. There are soft, extracted diamond. It is the hardest natural substance in the world. Okay, do not have a luster except iodine crystal. Okay, non-metals are not malleable, not ductile, which are solid and liquid, have a low melting point. Okay, they are bad conductor of heat or electricity, except graphite is the good conductor of electricity. Non-metals are not sonorous. Okay, next, chemical properties of metal. Reaction with oxygen. Metals react with oxygen to form a metal oxide. Here Mg plus O2 it MgO, magnesium oxide. Other example is copper plus oxygen, it can be copper oxide. Aluminum plus oxygen, it is L2O3, aluminum oxide. Many example you can see here. Sodium oxide, here sodium hydroxide, so potassium oxide, potassium hydroxide. Some metals react with water to form a metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas also. Okay, react with acids. Metal react with acid to form a salt and hydrogen gas. Zinc plus HCl, it gives ZnCl2 plus H2. Here L2O3 plus HCl, it gives L LCl3 plus H2O, and this is acidic. With NaOH become sodium aluminate NaLO2 or twice plus H2O. This is very important for formula sodium aluminate. in MCQ will be present in your exam. Next, chemical property of non-metals. Okay, the reactivity of different metal with oxygen is different. Metal like potassium and sodium react vigorously with oxygen and catch fire it if kept in open. Hence, they are stored in kerosene to prevent burning. If magnesium is heated, it burns with a bright flame. If iron is heated, glow with brightly. If copper is heated, it does not burn but form a black coating of a copper oxide. Silver and gold does not react with oxygen even at a high temperature. Some metals like a magnesium, aluminum, zinc, lead, etc. form an oxide layer over it which prevent further oxidation. They are called self-protecting metals. React with water, all the metals react with water and we gave a metal oxide or metal hydroxide plus H2 gas. Okay, sodium and potassium react vigorously with cold water to form a sodium hydroxide and hydrogen and catches fire. Calcium react less violently with water to form a calcium hydroxide and water and does not catch fire. Magnesium react only with hot water to form a magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. Okay, this all are important, very important. This will be very important in your exam. Metals like aluminum, iron, zinc react only with a stream of form the metal oxide and hydrogen. Metals like lead, copper, silver, and gold do not react with water. Okay, reaction with acid metals reacts all metal. You can see here all kind of form magnesium chloride, aluminum chloride, zinc chloride, Fe chloride, and then H2 gas. The reactivity varies from of metal to metal. For above metals, the decreasing order of reactivity is magnesium is highly reactable, next aluminum, and then next zinc, and next Fe. You can remember this reactivity order are very important for your exam. Copper, silver, and gold do not react with dilute HCl. Hydrogen gas is not evolve when a metal react with a nitric acid HNO3. This is nitric acid because it is a strong oxidizing agent and oxidized the H2 produced to water and itself reduced to oxide of nitrogen gas. Here its reaction also put it copper plus HNO3, it gives copper nitrate plus 4H2 and NO2 gas. This is very important. Reaction of metal with metal salt and solution, you can remember and see the color change. More reactive metals displace a less reactive metal from its salt solution. Displacement reaction also we call. Magnesium displaces copper from copper sulfate solutions. Zinc displaces copper from a copper sulfate solution. Iron displaces copper from a copper sulfate solution. Because of this series, reactivity series, the arranging of metals in a decreasing order of their reactivity is called reactivity series of metal. All the upper side metal are displaced to its under, means decreasing metals. Copper displays all the metals. Sodium is not displays potassium but all the next. Sorry, my mistake, it's potassium. Okay, you can remember this. You can remember this series form for a just a key point. You can recall this. लेके बारात सरकार का नाम, मांगे अली महान, नाकर फेंके सी कोई नीचे, सुनो प्रभात और छापा. You can remember. Next, how do metals and non-metals react? Metals lose the electron, become a positive ion, so they are called the electropositive elements. Or non-metals are gain electron and become a negative ion, so they are called electronegative elements. All the atomic number, suppose sodium has a is atomic number 11, its electronic configuration is 281. It has one valence electron, it loses one electron to form a sodium ion, this is Na plus. Or a magnesium atomic number is 12, so it loses 2 electron, so it can form magnesium ion Mg plus 2. Here the atomic number of chlorine is 17, its electronic configuration is 287, it has 7 valence, it gains 1 electron and to form a chloride ion Cl minus. Here oxygen also, its atomic number is 16, so it gain 2 electron and form a oxide ion is O2 minus. Formation of sodium chloride molecule. Here NaCl, sodium lose their 1 electron and chlorine gain this 1 electron and it can form a NaCl. The atomic number of sodium is 11, its electronic configuration is 281, as it has 1 electron, lose the 1 electron to form a Na plus, and atomic number chlorine is 17. Its electronic configuration is 287. It has 7 valence electron, it gains 1 electron to form a Cl minus ion. Then the attraction between the sodium Na plus ion and chloride ion result the formation of sodium chloride molecule, that is NaCl, common salt. Formation of magnesium chloride molecule, you can see here the N of atomic number of magnesium is 12, its electronic configuration is 282, it has 2 valence electron, it lose 2 electron to form a Mg plus 2, and the atomic number of chlorine is 17, its electronic configuration is 287, it has a 7 valence electron, it gains 1 electron to form a Cl minus. Then the attraction between Mg plus 2 ion and 2 Cl minus ion result the formation of magnesium chloride molecule is MgCl2. Ionic compounds. Electrovalent compounds. Ionic compounds are compounds formed by the transfer of electrons from a metal to a non-metal. What is property of ionic compound? They are formed by the transfer of electron and are made up of ion. They are crystalline solids. They have high melting point and boiling points. They are soluble in water but insoluble in all organic solvents like a petrol or kerosene, etc. They conduct electricity in a molten state or in a solution. Occurrence of metal. Some metals like gold, silver, platinum, etc. are found in the free state in the earth crust because they are least reactive. Most metals are found as oxide, carbonates, sulfides, halides, etc. Minerals means there are elements or compounds which occur naturally inside the earth crust. What is ore? Ore is mineral form which metals can be extracted profitably. Profitably we can occurs. This three definition is very important for your exam. Just remember. What is Gagu? It is the impurities present in the ore like rock particles, sand particles, or clay particles, etc. Okay. Extraction of metal from their ores. Metals are extracted from their ores in three main parts. They are a concentration of ore or a reduction of to the metal or a refining. What is refining is a purification of the metal, and concentration is an enrichment of the ores. Sorry. Concentration of the ore. What is concentration of the ore? It is the removal of give impurities, give means impurities from the ore by a different methods. Step involved in the extraction metal of their oxides. You can remember middle of the metal of medium reactivity. It is carbonate or sulfide ore. If the carbonate ore we get, get a calcination and oxide form of metal, and sulfide ore we can roasting and give a oxide metal. All the oxide of metal we can reduce the metal and refining. Metal are non low reactivity, it's all are sulfide form and then roasting and then metal refining. And highly reactive we gave in electrolysis of molten or a pure metal we can give. Okay, this is remember. Extraction of metal low in the activity series. Metals which are low in the activity series can be reduced to the metals by heating in the presence of oxygen or a roasting we call. For example, mercury is the obtained from its ore, cinnabar, HGS. This is important. What is cinnabar? Okay. By heating in the presence of oxygen, when it is heated in the presence of oxygen, it is first converted into mercuric oxide, HgO, and on further heating, it is reduced to mercury. You can see all both reaction are here. Copper is obtained from its sulfide ore, this is CuS. By heating in the presence of oxygen, we get copper oxide and then we reduction its and we get a pure copper. Next, extraction metal in the middle of the activity series. Metal in the middle of the activity series like a zinc, Fe, lead are found as oxide, sulfide or carbonate ores. It is easier to obtain metal from their oxide than from their sulfide or a carbonate. So, non-oxides ore are converted into oxide from before a reductions. Non-oxide ores can be converted into oxide from by roasting or a calcination. First, what is roasting? It is heating of an ore in the presence of oxygen. It is used to convert a sulfide ore into oxide. Suppose this example Zn sulfide, we react with oxygen, give a heat, and we get a zinc oxide ZnO, and sulfur dioxide is a gas. This is evaporated. And then what is calcination? It is heating of ore in the absence of oxygen. It is used to convert sulfide ores into oxide form. Here you can see zinc carbonate. We gave a heat, it convert into zinc oxide or carbon dioxide gas is evaporated. The oxide ore is then reduced to the metal by heating with a reducing agent. The most common reducing agent is coke, like it is a carbon. So zinc oxide we react with a coke or a carbon and give a heat, we can get pure zinc metal, and carbon monoxide is also gas form, so it can evaporate. What is thermate reactions? Sometimes reactive metal like a sodium, calcium, aluminum, etc. are used as a reducing agent to obtain metal from their oxide. Magnesium oxide plus it we react with aluminum, it gives magnesium and L2O3 plus heat. The reaction between metal oxide and aluminum is highly exothermic and the metal are obtained in a molten state. Such reactions are called thermate reactions. The reaction between iron oxide and aluminum produced molten ions. This reaction is used to join rail tracks, broken machines part, etc. And this is the reaction Fe2O3 plus aluminum. It gives L2CO3 Fe and plus it. This is our picture. You can see here we repair our railway tracks. Thermite piles. Okay. Next, extraction of metals at the top of the activity series. This is electrolysis. Metal are the top of the activity series like potassium, sodium, calcium, aluminum, etc. cannot be obtained from their ores by a simple heating or by heating with a reducing agent. They are obtained by electrolytic reduction of their molten chloride forms. Okay. For example, when electric current is passed through a molten sodium chloride, sodium metal is deposited at the cathode and the chloride gas is deposited at the anode. At a cathode, reaction is Na plus plus electron gain and it form a sodium metal. At the anode, 2Cl minus 8Cl and it releases 2 electron. It's a chlorine gas. Refining of metal, the removal of impurity from the metal to obtain the pure metal is called refining of metals. The most common method for refining of the metal is electrolytic refining. In this method, a block of impure metal is made the anode and a thin sheet of the pure metal is made the cathode. The electrolyte is a salt solution of the metal to be purified. For example, in the electrolytic refining of copper, a block of impure copper is made the anode and the thin sheet pure copper is made the cathode. The electrolyte is acidified copper sulfate solution. When the electric current is passed through the electrolytes, pure copper form an anode is deposited at a cathode and the impurities settle down as an anode mud. What is corrosion? Corrosion is the damage caused to a metal due to the reaction of metals with oxygen, moisture, and carbon dioxide, etc. Formation of brown coating of a rust over iron, formation of green coating of basic copper carbonate over a copper, and formation of a black coating of a silver sulfide over silver. Okay, we can remember metals use is also iron, construction and machinery we can use copper, electrical wires, aluminum is interlace and aircraft, gold and silver in a jewelry we can use. Uses of non-metals, oxygen, breathing, nitrogen, fertilizer, carbon as a fuse we can use, chlorine as a water purifications. Okay, and definition of corrosion is the process of slow destruction of metals by air and moisture. Okay, prevention of corrosion is painting, oiling and greasing and galvanizing to show that air and moisture and the necessary of the rusting of iron we can create this all the activity you can see here. Take 3 test tube, mark 1, 2, 3 and put its nail of each them. Put some anhydrous calcium chloride in the test tube 1 to absorb moisture. Pour some boiled distilled water in the test tube number 2 and pour some oil over it to prevent air into the test tube. Pour some water in test tube number 3. Cork the test tubes and leave them for a few days. The nails in the test tubes 1 does not get rusted because it had only air and no water. Second, the nail in the test tube number 2 does not rust because it had only water and no air. Third, the nail in the test tube number 3 gets rusted because it had air and water. Okay. Prevention of corrosion, apply oil or grease, apply paint by galvanizing or coating with zinc. Tinning means coating with a tin. Electroplating, coating a less reactive metal like chromium and by alloying making alloys. What is alloys? An alloy is a homogeneous mixture of a metal with other metals or non-metals. Steel is form of iron and carbon. Stainless steel is made up of iron, carbon, cobalt and nickel. Brass is copper and zinc. Bronze made up of copper and tin. Solder made up of lead and tin. Used for a welding electric wire. Together we can use a solder. Here stainless steel also can a carbon. This is non-metal used in alloys. You can remember this point for your exam. If one of the matters in an alloy is mercury, it called an amalgam. Okay. Metals and non-metals are very important in our daily life. Understanding their properties help us answer MCQ, short answer, and a long answers in exam. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you have any doubt. Thank you for watching.